something is wrong with you. And my mother's going, Angie, please don't go. And my little sister's going, Angie, don't go. But I had to go because he said those words. I can make you famous, not me, but he could. And I'm telling you, I'm with you. If you can do it all, I'm with you 100%. So I go out to Las Vegas and I'm a young girl singing and I'm opening up for some of the biggest people and I'm having the time of my life. There was no shame in my game. I remember one time they said, would you open up for this gentleman? And he sang that song that goes, Trailer for Sale. Why not? Why not? Because I'm about to get famous. And I'm out there and I'm drinking alcohol. Alcohol's flowing freely and I'm drinking freely and I'm having the time of my life. And then things started happening. And it may not happen here in Florida. But I would start to not remember stuff. And I would begin to wake up next to people and both of us looking at each other going, dang! You know, and he's got one tooth and it's gold. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's going, but you told me you loved me last night. I'm like, you know, Zeb, I probably did. And I apologize for that, Zeb, but I don't think so. So I'm out here and I'm now starting to black out. And this gentleman had his own problems, and, had his own affliction, if you will. And he's doing his thing, and you know, I'm an alcoholic of more. I don't ask questions about what things are. I just say, can I have some? And that's what I did. And now I'm drinking alcohol, doing enhancement intravenously, and spiraling down at a rate of speed that today when I look back, it's just absolutely scary. So now I'm doing this, I got this blackout thing going on. It wasn't until I came to Alcoholics Anonymous that they told me that the first drink was the problem. Never heard that prior to coming here. People would tell me like, Angie, don't drink whiskey. Just drink beer. Drink beer, and maybe a little wine. But you guys were the one that told me that the first drink was the problem. So we're drinking and we're spiraling down and I'm losing singing jobs and I'm starting to get blacklisted and I'm starting to not be able to get a job in Las Vegas. Because when I drink, something happens to me on stage. It's like the alcohol hits me and my shirt just flies off. And I'm standing in the middle of the stage just drunk going, feelings. Nothing more than feelings. You know what I mean? And so I'm an alcoholic and I understand that today. And he didn't like that. So I'm drinking now, I'm getting blacklisted, I'm dealing with this guy, he becomes abusive, we end up homeless, living in a little seedy, stinky roach field. This was not the plan that I had for myself when I left with this man. You were going to know who I was. Because he told me he could make me important. He could make me famous. And the plan was going all wrong. And one day he comes and gets me in this little dummy car we had. And he says, I need you to drive me to the store. And when I drove him to the store, he went in and he shot and he killed the owner and he robbed the place. And when he came back out and he had the blood on, let me say something to newcomers in here. Let me share something with you real quick. That story right there kept me sick for a long time. I was afraid that if I told you that about me, that you wouldn't like me. If you knew in the room and you got a secret that's killing, you get a sponsor. A sponsor that has working knowledge of the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, and you free yourself. Because I stayed sick for a long time. So this gentleman is still in prison as we speak today. And here I am in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at the Florida State Convention. I got a floater from the governor, which says, just the way that I saw it, it said, don't you come back here no more. And I left Las Vegas vowing to never go back. I don't even watch stuff on TV about Las Vegas. I'm scared they're watching me that way. So I go back to Cincinnati and I say to myself, that's it. That's it, I'm not gonna drink no more. And I meant that from the bottom of my heart. Little did I know that I was powerless over alcohol and that it dictated and managed what I did. And I remember sitting and telling my family, that's it, I'm not going to do it no more. That's it. And I meant it. That's one of the reasons why when people drink again, I don't give them a hard time. Because every time that I said I was going to stop, I meant it from the bottom of my heart. I just didn't know that I had alcoholism. And that left to my own devices, I can't stop. So, a long time ago in Cincinnati, you could get on the Sunday bus. It was called Sunday Pass Ride. And my brother and sister and I were on the bus one Sunday and we rode all over the city. And we got to the corner of Liberty and Vine in Cincinnati and there was a restaurant over to the left when we got there. And I looked over there and I'll tell you what, it was Lincolns and Cadillacs and pimps. And I remember my little sister looked over there and she said, boy, you couldn't pay me to go over there. And my brother said, shoot, me neither. And I remember sitting there thinking, I'm going over there tomorrow. Because I wanted to know what was going on. And I started riding that number 20 bus, downtown Cincinnati, hanging out. Man, and it was just fabulous. It was awesome. And I'm sitting in these bars and I'm drinking and I'm watching these gangsters and I'm just caught up in the mix. I had 3 friends. Their names was No Neck, Greasy Feet, and Tie Dye. My friends. Man, I thought these guys were brilliant. They taught me how to go into a department store with a girdle on, roll up clothes, put them around there, close my coat, and walk out of that store and go sell those clothes for the remarkably low price of it. I thought they were brilliant till I got arrested. And that changed the way that I felt about them. So now I'm going into stores, stealing people's stuff, drunk. That's not a pretty picture. I'm going in, stealing, and I'm getting arrested. I go and get a physical. I found out I'm pregnant. Having just got sentenced to a 7 to 25 to the Ohio Reformatory for Women. And I'm going to tell you something, the only reason why I didn't lose my mind, that prison bit, was because my child was growing on the inside of me. And I would rub my stomach out every day, and I would say, I'm going to be a good mother. I'm going to be a good mother. I'm going to stop this. When I get out, I'm going to be a good mother. And I meant that from the bottom of my heart. When I got my freedom, my son was 4 years old. All the way down 71 South, all I could think about was seeing my baby. All I could think about was just getting to him. And when I hit that Greyhound bus station, it's in the story Freedom from Bondage. That twist, that middle twist. Then it's more about alcoholism. Suddenly the thought crossed my mind. In the book it says that he thought he could put a little whiskey in his milk. He sensed he wasn't being a bit too smart. And I went to that bar, and I ordered that drink, and the next time I saw my son, he was 10 years old. See, I don't know how powerful the disease is in your life, but I know how powerful it is in mine. As much as I wanted to get to my child, I could not get to my child. What was I going to tell my parents? It was baffling to me. Why is it that when I put alcohol in my system, I can't get to do what I need to do? I couldn't call my family and tell them that, so I did what any alcoholic would do. I just acted like it didn't exist. I acted like it didn't exist. And I went on about my business in a drunken stupor because for me to think was too painful. I'm going back and forth to jail. They give me probation. I'm committing crimes, but I'm not really committing them. I'm kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because when I got